Okay. Okay, so it is 2 o'clock and we can get started. As you're aware, as of July 1st, the city was given strong mayor powers, so we can't do a formal election of the chair and vice chair, but we are seeking volunteers for chair and vice chair. So do we have any volunteers? Councillor McCreary, you are volunteering for chair.
Yes, I would like to volunteer myself as chair, and I'd like to volunteer John as vice chair.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, you can take it away, Councillor.
I'm still
Okay.
considering.
Oh,
So could I get a mover for everything before us today, please?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
And I will second it. And it's all gone. Sorry, this thing just went south on me. Just be a second. There we go. So we don't have any declarations. We don't have any presentations. We have an item for consideration, which I guess we'll separate. And let's go ahead and call the vote on the minutes, which is the only other item. Those in favor? And that carries. Did staff want to speak to the resolution before us, or should we just go ahead and vote on it?
So through the chair, staff does have a short presentation
Okay.
if you'd like to hear it.
Sure, please go ahead then.
Okay, we will share our screen. We have a presentation and Kara will take it away. Can you see our screens, Councillor? Okay, perfect.
Okay, hello everyone. I just wanted to provide kind of a high-level overview of the report, as there was a lot of information and a lot of kind of technical details. So we'll start at the beginning with what is a MAT. So a MAT is a mandatory municipal tax that's paid on roofed accommodations. Travelers must pay the amount that is stipulated by the municipality. So this is not an optional fee like a destination marketing fee. Many municipalities in Ontario have implemented a MAT to date, and majority are implementing at a 4% MAT rate. So municipalities that have implemented a MAT include Waterloo Region, Guelph, London, Mississauga, Burlington, Oakville, St. Catharines, Niagara Falls, Ottawa, Kingston, North Bay, Barrie, and many others. Hamilton just recently started collecting their MAT at 4% in January 2023. And in May 1st, 2023, the City of Toronto actually raised their MAT from 4% to 6%. Currently, Brantford has 7 motels in operation with a total of 697 rooms. There are also 6 motels and 60 or more Airbnb rentals at any one time, which also would fall under this regulation. The municipality has the authority to govern the type of short-term accommodation that the tax would apply to. So this means that City of Brantford could decide to apply the tax to hotel and motel accommodations only, or it could opt to apply the tax to other types of short-term stays, such as Airbnb, Vrbo. Most municipalities are not charging their short-term rentals at this time, but plan to do so in the future. In 2020, all hotels in Brantford were interviewed, and then again, Councillor McCreary and I interviewed them again in spring 2023. Following the in-person consultations, each hotel was sent a very short survey where they were asked to provide their total number of hotel rooms, current average room rate, and current average occupancy rate. Based on the results from in-person consultation, a proposed 4% MAT collected from the 7 Brantford hotels would estimate a revenue of $824,551 annually. That is not including motels or short-term rentals. Ontario Regulation 435/17 requires a 50-50 revenue sharing model between the municipality and an eligible tourism entity. And an eligible tourism entity is defined as a nonprofit whose mandate includes the promotion of tourism in Ontario or the municipality. So Discover Brantford, which is the tourism division within the Economic Development, Tourism and Cultural Initiatives Department, is our destination marketing organization, but does not qualify as a nonprofit entity as it does not operate separately from the municipality, and we do not have a board of directors. So in its current structure, Discover Brantford is not an eligible tourism entity as defined by legislation. And furthermore, Brantford does not have any eligible tourism entities as mandated by the regulation. So what many comparator municipalities are doing who are finding themselves in a similar situation to the city of Brantford and without a registered not-for-profit tourism entity, is they've elected to create a municipal service corporation to serve this purpose. Municipalities that have created an MSC to fulfill the requirement of the MAT include the City of Hamilton, City of Cornwall, Town of Huntsville, City of Markham, City of Sault Ste. Marie, and the City of Timmins, among others. So an MSC operates independently from the municipality. It has to have a separate bank account, and the city would transfer this corporation a minimum of 50% of the annual collected MAT revenue. From that, we are also allowed to recoup reasonable costs that staff incur from collecting and administering the MAT. So that is in addition to our 50%, we can recoup those costs. In order to establish a municipal services corporation, a business case study and public consultation campaign are both required by the Ontario provincial regulation. Amounts paid to the Municipal Services Corporation through the City of Brantford are to be used for the exclusive purpose of providing the city with additional tourism promotion and tourism development services. So ORMA was involved with the design of the provincial MAT regulations and acts as a MAT collection agent for many municipalities, including City of Hamilton, City of London, Region of Waterloo, and City of Peterborough. ORMA is the industry-wide subject matter because of their involvement of the creation and because of how many organizations they collect on behalf of. So working with ORMA would enhance the level of trust between the hotels and motels in the City of Brantford. It allows staff to remain at arm's length to these organizations, lean on that third party in case of disagreements or discrepancies. And ORMA also provides training to these hotels on MAT collection and remittance, which frees up staff administration time as well. So we can rely on them to do those things, and they'll collect 1% as their fee. In order to do this, an agreement would be required between the City of Brantford and ORMA. So what staff is recommending as next steps is the recommendation that's before you. So we recommend that staff be directed to develop the structure and implementation plan for a MAT program in Brantford at 4%. That staff be directed to conduct a public consultation campaign and prepare a business case study regarding the creation of a municipal services corporation. And that staff report back by Q4 2023. That's it for the overview, and I'll open the floor for any questions or comments.
Thank you very much. Good work. Any questions, John?
Yeah, I got a couple. So we set up this corporation. I guess it would be staff that would be the board of directors. Would that be correct?
Yeah, so through the chair, we would elect who we want on the board of directors. There would have to be one full-time staff person that's administered to work at Municipal Services Corporation. So we would hire someone to be that staff and work there. And then the board of directors, the way Hamilton has it set up is that they have 3 members of council who sit on the boards, and then they have staff who operate in an advisory capacity. So they have someone from finance, someone from legal, someone from tourism who are there to offer advice in that sense, but they are not voting members. So staff cannot vote. So staff wouldn't be board of directors, but council could. Or you could go a different direction with, community members.
Okay, now it said a minimum of 50% must go to this corporation, this nonprofit. So where are we anticipating to send 100% to there? Or if we only send 50, where does the other 50 go? Because that's like $400,000.
Yeah, through the chair, it would, the 50%. So we can give the Municipal Services Corporation more than 50%. It's just that the city cannot keep more than 50% aside from collecting those reasonable costs associated with administering. So what we would plan to do would be that the city keep 50%, specifically the tourism division would keep 50%, plus those admin costs would go to, finance, legal, whoever is working on collecting those fees from ORMA. And then the Municipal Services Corporation would get the remainder. So I would anticipate, 55, 60%.
Okay, so just so I understand, so like we could, through this, you could funnel money to arts groups, you could funnel money to the sports council, those types of entities? Is that where this money would end up being targeted to?
We would have to decide where that goes. It has to, there's several criteria about promoting tourism, destination development, that kind of thing. If it was city, the example I used the hotels is like, if the city collects the money, we're not buying new fire trucks or repaving roads. It's we're promoting the destination, increasing visitors. So what we would do as a division, because we don't have a tourism event coordinator, is we might want to hire someone because it can support staff and growing capacity. So we might, look at having someone in-house who can create signature events that maybe partner with other municipalities or that drive tourism, increase overnights, that kind of thing, festivals, things that are unique to our community. You could set up a grant program. If it was going to the Municipal Services Corporation, all of their mandates would be voted on by the board of directors on how they spend the money, but it all goes towards tourism development.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Mr. Chair.
Thanks, John. What would our target date for implementation be?
Through the chair, we communicated to the hotels January 1st, 2024, as that's kind of a tidy date to start and remit for the whole year. It really depends on how quickly we can execute the public consultation, business case study, and then engaging with ORMA to have them properly train the hotels and get things up and going.
Now, did I see in the presentation that you intend to have this before council in by December 31st latest?
Yes, that would be the goal.
Okay. So the hotel association, they're probably going to need at least 30 days for training of hotel staff, right?
I would think so, yes.
So as we continue to back the dates up, what's the best date you think you could have this to us at council for final approval?
No meeting in December, right? So we would aim
there is a meeting.
There is a meeting in December. Yeah. Well, I think November would still be a good target date.
Okay. So we could be ready. We could be more or less ready to go the day that it comes to council, correct?
That would be great.
So you'd have had the consultation with the public done. We've already consulted with the hotels, and that's really the last of the outreach. Is the public weighing in on this?
Yes, they are. They have to for the provincial regulations to establish an MSP.
So how do you engage the public? Is it the usual engagement tools that we use, or is there something? Is it like a more formal engagement?
No, through the chair, it's not well defined, but what we would probably do is let's talk Brantford campaign.
Okay. Yeah.
And then push it out on social media and e-newsletters as well.
Okay. There's no need for anything like a public hearing though, correct?
No.
Okay. Good show. All right. Good work. Anything else, John?
Yeah, just one thing. The hotels have the option to opt out.
No, they do not. It's provincially regulated, and once the municipality votes on it, it becomes part of the bylaw, and it is mandated that it be paid.
Okay. Now, and I should know this. I read the stuff that we have a number of like international chains in the city, but what about the local independently owned? Like I'm thinking of the Mohawk, the Sherwood, those types of entities. Are they included in your calculations?
They're not included in the calculations because we only consulted the hotels and collected data from the hotels, but we would ask the motels to collect and remit the MAT tax as well.
So they wouldn't be part of this?
They would be.
They would be part, okay. Okay, all right, thank you.
But the exclusion, I guess, staff can correct me if I'm wrong, is that somebody staying 30 days is omitted from the remittance, correct?
That's correct. So only guests staying 29 days or less will be required to pay this tax. So anyone who's renting a motel and staying there as part of their home or long-term stays will not fall subject to this. residents, you know, university students staying in residence would not be subject to this either.
And I think we talked about this quite a while ago, but I can't remember now. What about the city of Brantford's activity in terms of placing social service recipients in motels? Do we pay ourselves?
No, we wouldn't pay ourselves, and we would write kind of exclusion into the bylaw for that as well.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. Anything else, folks? Then let's go ahead and vote on it. Those in favor? 2-0. Excellent. Excellent. So no resolutions, no notices. We are concluded. Thanks very much, everybody, for for an excellent report and a good meeting. And we'll see you all soon.
Thank you. Have a great day, counselors.
Bye-bye.
Yes, you as well. Bye-bye.